Hey bro, so I thought I'd do a few quick tips based on your muscle up progression. So hopefully it helps just moving forward. So the first thing is, so Daniel mentioned it anyway, and I'd agree. Sort of, I always teach people to go with learn the strict muscle up first. Once you've got that down, then if you want to go down the route of kipping, it'll just be so much easier doing it that way around. You'll already have the strength. It'll just be then a case of just adjusting your technique so you can get the kipping muscle up. If you're looking to get more reps more efficiently in a certain amount of time, then the kipping version is going to allow that much more than the strict muscle up. So that would be the first thing. So just based on quickly looking at your video, the first thing that I noticed was it was just your pulling line. So you had, even though you were kipping, you were still ending up with the kind of line that you'd expect in just a regular pull-up. So in a regular pull-up, usually we're looking for just pulling to, sort of, let's just say collarbone, pulling to collarbone. Now, to do that, it's just a case of you hang at the bottom of the bar and pull up. So you're pretty much pulling up into the bar. So if I was here now, I hang under the bar, I pull up, boom. So you can see that the top of my chest smashes into the top of the bar, which is perfect. That's what we're looking for. So what was happening was, you had your foot in the band, you were doing I'm not going to do your kip, but it'll still be, the end result is going to be the same. So you were here, and then as you pull up to try and get over, and then you're basically smashing into that bar. Now, the problem with that is the bar's in the way, which is why the majority of I think they were your previous weeks, maybe, reps, you were getting to the top, smashing into it, and not being able to, to get that transition to get over to the top of the bar. That's all it was, really. So the way around that is basically not pulling a vertical line. It's all about pulling a line that comes out, and then you would transition and come back over on top of the bar. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking to come out and over. So whether that be a strict muscle up or a kipping muscle up, it's the same principle. It's all about pulling out, and then with the transition, pulling back in on top of the bar. Now, I use the way I just call it a pendulum motion. A lot of people got different words for it, a load of different teaching points. I'll just sort of go over it quickly. Essentially, what we're looking for is to start off with a pendulum motion, and then with that pendulum motion, getting the right timing so that we pull outwards, and then eventually back over. But for now, we'll just stick with a pull-up. So the pendulum motion, I'll do it with the band. It's much easier to learn with the band. You're going to do like quarter to half reps. You're not going to do full reps, that's all, because we're just trying to get the time in. So the pendulum motion is pretty simple, and it's as it sounds. It's a case of creating a pendulum, so back and forth. I don't want this pendulum to be too big, so I don't want it to be this, and I don't want it to be too small. So it's just all about playing with it, getting the right timing. So this is my pendulum motion, like so. So that's the first bit. Once I've got the hang of that pendulum motion, which should be, you'll probably pick that up pretty much straight away, it's then about pulling. And then, like I said, we're going to do quarter to half reps, that's all. And it's getting the right timing. So you want to basically pull. So as I'm going here, forward and back, once I get to that furthest point forward, I want to pull pretty much as you start to come back. So as I hit that furthest point, as I feel myself start to come back, I pull with that. I use the momentum to pull with that. So this will be the more difficult part, is getting the timing. So I get my pendulum motion here, and then when I get my time in, so I'm going to do a few swings on this next one, pull, there. And then I can reset. So I get my pendulum motion, pull. Once I get confident with it, you can start to do consecutive reps. So pull, boom, pull, boom, pull. And that's what we're looking for. You'll find once you've done the first rep, once you pull out of it, you should naturally land in the perfect position to pull straight back out each time. It's just getting really the timing on the first rep, and then every time you should hit that nice little sweet spot there and pull back out. So that's what you're looking for. Once you've got the hang of that, then it's just a case of now being aggressive with the pull and looking for big explosive pull-ups. So let's see. In an ideal world, I want to pull that bar to hit my hip. Although nipple line would still do the job. Think of it this way. If I can only pull to my sort of chin, I'm going to have to chicken wing to get up and over that bar. Yeah. If I can pull to the nipple line, it's just there. It's almost there. If you can pull to here, I mean, you're already up and over. That's when you see people do muscle ups where they pull and there isn't really a transition. There isn't any of this. It's literally there and they pull the bar to here and then they just lock the arms and they're already above the bar. So you can imagine the higher you can pull, the easier that transition getting up and over the bar is going to be. So now, all I'll do now is I'll just put some power into my pulls and try to pull as high as I possibly can. So I'm just going to aim for sort of my hip height. So I get my little pendulum motion here. And then when I'm ready, I pull there. And I can do them consecutive if I want. I could reset in between. There. That's what we're looking for. So you're kind of pulling out to get yourself away. Once you add the transition in, that's when you'll go up and over. But for now, I would stick with that. You know, get that down, and it would just make things a lot easier. So that would be where I would recommend sort of drilling that in, putting that in some of your workouts to help. The other option you have is doing false grip muscle ups on the bar. Because with that, you don't need no explosive power. When you see people do very slow, concentric muscle up on a bar, it's just a false grip. They're already in that pull and that push grip, so there's no need to do this because I'm already there. As soon as I get up and over, I'm already in a pushing motion. Obviously, with just a normal grip, once you get to the top, you have to come up and over to be able to dip. So yeah, that's the other option. You could drill those if you're like, you know what, explosiveness isn't my thing. You know, if your strengths don't really lie in the more fast twitch explosive stuff, then maybe trying that. Personally, I would be doing both. You know, be good at everything really. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Gives you something to work on.